Hi, this is Mille from Kreator, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
How we doing? This is Dr. Vincent West with the Phantasm Podcast, and I have the honor of sitting here with one of my favorite bands and a living legend to me, and this is Mille from Kreator. How are you doing, my friend?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Awesome. This is really exciting for me, so I appreciate you doing this. Do you mind doing a brief history of the band?
Yes, go ahead. You want me to
if you don't care.
Yeah. Oh, we formed the band in '85. Been doing records since, and I think the first 6 records came out on Noise Records, a label from Germany. Then, of course, in the 90s, we were on a major record label in Europe, not in the US.
Okay.
And in the beginning of the 2001, we signed a new deal with SPV. And now we're with Nuclear Blast, and we've been doing 14 albums. Stolz auf Violence is our 14th album. It's been alright. Been around a little for a while.
The new album is unbelievable. I mean, I can't get enough of it. I don't know what it is, and I'm serious. Like, it's really, my co-host and I, we just love it. I mean, we miss it so much. All it's so fun to hear the songs live. And
after so many years, that's really nice.
It is, and it's, I remember the first record that I bought was Extreme Aggressions over here.
See, there you go a long way. I mean, for us as a band, we're very privileged that our older fans like yourself appreciate the new music as well. I know so many bands from back in the day where people go see their shows and they wait for the old stuff.
Right.
I think that is the case with our band as well, but it's not like people don't want to hear the new stuff.
Right.
So that's really cool. I mean, and we're really happy that it's that we found like the music, the way we write the songs, kind of like it's something that pleases us and makes us happy and makes our fans happy. We don't feel any limitation, or we don't feel like, oh, we have to play heavy or something. We love it, but we don't feel limited as artists playing fast thrash metal. We just added on the last record, Gods of Violence, we added some more melody, maybe some more atmosphere, some more history, like storytelling lyrics, and maybe for some people, that came from the way old school. So, of course, it's not Pleasure Kill, but it's definitely like the same kind of attitude that we still have when we started, and we still have it nowadays.
It's so fresh. I mean, when I heard it, I was like, I couldn't get enough. I listened to it once. I was like, this is different. And my co-host and I, we can't get enough of it. We absolutely. That's why this was so important. I wanted to. It's our record of the year so far. Like, we're blown away by it.
Thank you.
It's just really, really good. But I don't know. I think a lot of older bands, they put stuff out, and it feels like it's going through the motions. My God, you guys aren't doing that. I mean, it's so refreshing. I mean, it really. Phantom Antichrist was amazing, and then you just outdid yourself on the new album. I mean, it's unbelievable. The artwork. I love how it's got different artwork in Europe and then here, and that's really cool. So, but it's.
Thank you very much.
And we'll talk a little bit about you did some European touring before you came over to the States.
Yeah, we did a tour with Sepultura and Soilwork and Aborted, a band from Belgium.
Oh yeah.
That was great. We did I think 5 weeks or something.
Okay.
And right like a couple of days after the record came out, and in the beginning we were still a little shaky because when with the new songs, and we put like 5 songs in there, and 5 new songs, and set list kind of came together after we went. It took a while this time, like maybe 4 shows, 5 shows, and then we were tight. We rehearsed like for 2 weeks before the tour started, and we did a pre-production day in France. But still, when we played the first show, everything was different. It's always like that. It's always like that when you go on stage with new material every time. It's like you don't know how to perform the songs yet. it's different when you go into rehearsal and you play the songs.
Right.
Performing the songs is a different story.
It's I don't know, the first track that I heard, I believe, was Satan Is Real.
Yeah.
Video's awesome.
Yeah.
The song is great.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of like I'm not sure, I'll let you tell everybody what it's about, but for me it was like, I don't know, it was a really creepy video. Like, I really liked it. It really caught me. And then the visuals with because I remember when I was a kid, I saw the video for Betrayer, and I was like on Headbangers Ball, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. I'm buying this, and it was the same way. It was really cool. It was
right. We got inspiration from the movie The Witch.
Okay.
It's a movie that came out last year, the 3 videos that we put out except these first 3 videos that we put out, we did the 4th one, which is Fallen Brother, which is a totally different concept. Like the video for Gods of Violence, Satan Is Real, and Totalitarian Terror were all like related, and it tells a story about like the evil like incarnate as our demon that's on our covers.
Yeah.
Going through different eras of history. So it's he starts out in the like medieval Greece. He comes to life in an orgy. Then he goes through like medieval times during the witch hunts, and it ends up in the modern age where the Nazis and politics and stuff like that.
Right. It's a great track. It was, especially as a single, and it was a really
it's catchy, isn't it?
Oh, it's I can't get enough of the when you the last where you're screaming it. It's fucking awesome.
Thank you, man.
So it's really cool. But and then you want to talk a little bit about maybe Fallen Brother. I thought that was a really cool song.
Fallen Brother is a song that we were writing for. I got inspiration from Death in the Family, of course, and of course, last year a lot of people just dropped, like Lemmy.
Oh yeah.
And like a lot of the people that I've grown up with, and like you said, when you get to a certain age, like we are now,
right.
in the 40s or something. You're like, fuck, man, we're getting up there,
Definitely.
And it's just something that just happens. I think I don't think it's to me. This is not like a thing that's not natural. I think it's just life. Different life. It's one thing, the minute you become, you're born, you start dying.
It's a very powerful song. The video is very powerful.
Yeah. So it's a tribute. It's not like how to put this. It's very easy. The story is very simple, but it has an effect on people. We can see on the, when the reactions of the video was like, this is awesome. This is like a nice tribute without being too cheesy about things, because I don't want I know these people the people that we mentioned in the video, the people that I was looking at, some of them I even knew personally.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't want it's like a tribute is always a tribute, but it's a thin line between being coming up with a tribute and becoming cheesy. You know what I mean? So I like the fact that the video came out the way it came out.
It's very emotional. It's a good song, and it was a really cool part of the set list too. It was a nice surprise too. So, and then I really like. Just for a sec, we'll just pause and kind of talk about this a second. I really love the title track. Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's great. I like it too. It's the oldest track of the record. I wrote this song like in 2013 already. Okay. But I rewrote it like 15 times or something. The original version was totally different from what you hear now.
Okay.
But that's how it goes. When I start writing songs, I just collect ideas. Sometimes the ideas develop into something exciting. Okay. Sometimes the song gets torn apart and thrown away, and I only take like certain bits for other songs. So for me, the quality is important, and it's not only the quality. It's not like we're not robots. We want to transport emotion, and we want to be able to make people feel something. And in order to achieve that, it's like you have to be very honest. You have to, you know, come up with something that, like you said, like moves people emotionally on an emotional level, and be heavy. You know, this is to me, being in a metal band or being in a thrash metal band. It's not like I don't see it any different than other forms of music. You know, I love all kinds of music. You know, to me, it's if music is either exciting or not. So I'm not an elitist where I go like I only listen to metal. Right. And but I think it's an art form, and that's how it should be treated.
Oh, definitely.
And so to me, there's no difference between a great song by a pop artist or a great metal song. You know,
there's a sitar.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on the record.
I mean, it was really that was neat.
There's bagpipe on one of the songs, "Hail to the Horde." There's all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of instruments, and we were just going for it, you know, because I think it was about time to add some other stuff, and people appreciate it. They love the stuff, you know. It adds something to the atmosphere of the album.
I don't know what it is, and I can't really put my finger on it, but when I heard it, I was like, this is really cool, and I couldn't figure out, and then it's one of those records where the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me.
But there's so many hidden details in there. We made sure that, like, after we recorded the basic tracks, the drum and the bass, to, you know, really take our time for the guitars, for ideas, like, regarding, like, outside instruments and stuff like that. So, without going too crazy, you know, without not being Kreator, you know.
The production on it's really good.
It's nice. Jens Bogren, the guy we work with, he's amazing. He's one of the best producers at this point in time, metal producers, in my opinion.
Have you used him before?
Yeah, twice. On Phantom
Cross. Okay, I thought that was familiar. And do you? What about the artwork?
The artwork is something that came about, and it was a hard ride because the first idea that we had was not good, and I had my cover art work guy to really work on it, and you know, in the last minute I was like, I don't like it. Please come up with something else, and he came up with something else. Talking about the European artwork. Okay. The American artwork came like it was a very spontaneous idea because when I saw it, I told my guy here in the US, Gerardo. I was like, Gerardo, we have to like release this as a single, do something because this artwork is just as mind blowing as the European one, but in a totally different style. It just adds up. It's more like focused on one thing. Where the European artwork is more detailed, it's a lot of things going on the artwork, but this is more like bam, you know, in your face. And I told Gerardo we have to do something, and it's like, why don't we do like 2 different cover arts? And I'm like, yeah, why not? And yeah, that's how that came about. And Marcelo Vasco, he's working on a lot of our stuff nowadays. He's doing a lot of t-shirt artworks, a lot of posters for us, all kinds of stuff, and it was good to meet to have known him because I wasn't aware that he's so quick. You know, he's very quick and very creative guy.
Well, he does such the artwork. I thought was really unique because when I saw the U.S. release, I didn't know that there was different artwork in Europe. And then I bought the digipack because I wanted the DVD and stuff. And I bought it and I got home and I was like, oh, cool! It's got the
artwork inside.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah,
and I love that you put the second disc instead of like a making of thing. I thought it was, even though I would love to see the making of the record, but I thought it was cool you put the live show. I thought that was really cool.
I think that's a lot more. I mean, the making of, to me, it's been done. We've done it on Phantom Antichrist,
and
it's been done by so many other bands. I think sometimes it's cool, but it's like when I watched, like, for example, I'm a big movie nerd. And I never watched making offs of the movies because it ruins everything. I mean, maybe afterwards, but if you watch a making of before you watch the movie, it destroys the whole thing. And so sometimes it's interesting, but most of the time it takes away the magic, you know?
Right, yeah, definitely. I don't know, I just thought it was a cool, because I wasn't expecting to get that, because I didn't know, and I got it home, I was like, oh, this is cool, and I had a couple beers and watched Vakken, if I'm saying it right, so that was really cool. And some of the other tracks, do you have a favorite track on the record, or do you?
I for some reason, I like some of the tracks we don't play live. For example, Death Becomes My Light is one of my favorites. Okay. That's the last track of the record. We play it as an outro at the shows. I would love to do that song, but you know, at this point, we're focusing more on a set list that is kind of like a history lesson for those who are not as old school as me and you. You know, right. For the younger kids, if they come to the show, we want to present some of the old stuff to them as well. So there's only an hour and a half that we have, and we don't want to overdo it. But maybe on the second run, we add this song to the set list because I think it has a nice like Maiden vibe almost.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's weird. Like for me, and I was curious if you felt this way. I don't know. It all works so great together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it just blew me away when I bought it. I was like, wow, there's no Kreator, and I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then I bought it, and you listen to it, and then I listened to it again. I was like, I couldn't stop listening to it.
All right.
You know, and Satan Is Real was the first one I got hooked on, and then the title track, and then Therefore. So it's really, really cool. I like it. Do you want to talk about? I guess we should talk about the Decibel Tour that you're on right now.
Decibel Tour to me is a great opportunity to, you know, finally tour with Obituary. You know,
yeah,
because we've been talking. They've been friends for so long. You know,
that's awesome.
We've been friends for forever, and I didn't know that it would ever happen. Like in this lifetime,
right?
That we do a tour with Obituary, but now being on tour with them, it's perfect. It's a perfect mix because they do their thing and we do our thing, and it's totally brutal and it's totally unique, but in a whole different style.
Yeah, definitely.
So it kind of really fits. You know, they're more like almost like doomy and more like groovy. They have this groove that I really love.
And, I'm really good at that.
So yeah, I'm so happy, and of course there's two opening bands. I haven't had the chance to check them out yet, but I you know, people seem to really like them. So
well, that's good.
It's a nice mix. It's a nice tour.
Good diversity there.
Yeah, and it's a nice. This is only the second show. Turnouts are great. There's going to be a lot of sold out shows already.
Fantastic.
You know. We can see that from the pre-sales, and so yeah, it's good to be back in the US, man.
Well, we're definitely happy to have you here.
All right.
And you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing, if you can, after you finish the Decibel Tour?
It's more touring. There's a festival season coming up in Europe.
Oh, fantastic!
And we're planning on doing a second run in Europe and a second run in the US. My manager's coming tomorrow. And we will discuss what we're gonna do next for more touring in the US, because you know, on this run we only hit like the so-called A markets, and next tour we want to do maybe, you know, goes to some places that we haven't been on this tour.
Looking forward to that too.
All right.
Yeah. So, and we do. You're talking about you like movies. We also specialize on the podcast besides metal. We do horror movies.
All right.
And I was curious, maybe if you'd like to maybe talk about the first horror movie you saw that you really...
The first horror movie I saw was probably Godzilla versus King Kong or something, or Godzilla something, some Japanese movie. I was in real, like I was. My grandfather took me to the movie theater in Germany, and it was kids' afternoon, Sunday afternoon, kids.
Awesome, like a matinee.
Yeah, a matinee, and only for like and for some reason they showed like the Japanese Godzilla movies. That must have been the first one I saw in a movie theater. The first movie horror movie that I saw on TV must have been like Frankenstein.
Oh, nice.
And I'm still like a total nerd when it comes to Universal horror and old school Hammer horror. but also the new stuff. You know, I'm like, I get like 2 different horror movie magazines in Germany, and I'm like, I went to Sitges. Sitges is the fantastic film festival in Spain.
Okay.
And last year I went there and I saw like such great stuff. I also like science fiction. You know, I was there last time. Rob Zombie was presenting his new movie 31. I haven't checked that out yet.
It's pretty crazy.
It's good. Yeah, I heard. And when I was there in Sitges, which is close to Barcelona, I checked out the new documentary that Leonard Nimoy's son came out with.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. That's where I watched
Love
it.
of Spark. It's really cool.
It is cool.
Cause it just shows a different side of the guy. You know, when you think of Spock, you only think about this you know, like Vulcan with no emotions, but he was actually a cool guy.
Right. Now, Star Trek, are you an original series guy, Next Generation?
Original and Next Generation. I like Voyager, but then that's it.
Voyager for me when 7 and 9 came out.
Yeah, exactly.
She's hot, she's a Borg, and it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
I thought you'd get a kick out of this. I thought I'd show you that. There's me with William Shatner.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Where was that? Convention?
In Tennessee, yeah.
Right.
It was $70. I was like, I've got to do it.
Of course.
I've got to do it. It's like, I got to meet William Shatner. But, were you a Stargate fan at all?
Stargate. See, the Stargate was, to me, was based on I was a Paleozetti.
Okay.
Paleozetti, when I was really young, I was 17, I joined this, it's not a cult, but it's a science organization done by a guy that Erich von Däniken in Germany is a Swiss author, and he has it's an organization of people who believe that there was an ancient astronauts, aliens visited the Earth like way back and built the pyramids and all that stuff.
Oh, cool.
So Stargate was based on that. So I was the same with Mulder and
X-Files.
X-Files. Same thing. Every X-Files episode that I watched, I was like, I know this from the books that I read when I was a kid, because those are based on like actual real events.
Wow.
But you don't know if they were real, you know, like there was no real evidence, but a lot of nerds would go like, oh, this is evidence for for an alien invasion in the ancient times. And I'm not sure if it's whether or not we've been visited by aliens back like whatever, when, you know, built the pyramids or whatever, Mesopotamia or whatever. But I thought the concept was cool. That's why I was never into Stargate, and I was kind of into X-Files, but not really, you know.
Gotcha.
Because I got like so many of the Tunguska catastrophe when the meteor hit Russia.
Yeah,
that was one episode in X-Files, and I was like, yeah, you took that. I think it was in the movie, and I was like, you took that from the book, and I thought it was like to me it was kind of almost like a ripoff.
You knew where they were getting their product from. Well, okay, that's interesting. Any other sci-fi that you like?
I just checked out the you know what's really cool. You should check out Kong Skull Island. Have you seen it?
Not yet. I want to see it.
You should watch it in the movie theater. It's probably useless when you watch it on a small screen and a computer. But if you watch it in a movie theater, it's great. It's amazing. The story is shit, but it's amazing. It's a nice CGI. It's not CGI that doesn't look like CGI. You know what I mean? Perfect movie. I love that.
I'm gonna definitely have to go see that.
You gotta watch it. It's a blockbuster. It's no deep shit, but it's really cool.
I'll tell you one. If you've not seen it, I'll recommend you. Have you seen Logan yet?
Logan? Oh yeah. That's also great.
What a fucking great movie, man.
I was like, what the fuck? Why is he so old? But then I realized, okay, it's taking place in 2035 or something.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, man, that guy aged. And I got this, and it was really cool. Too bad he died in the end. Oh, no, it's spoiled.
You're fine. No, you're fine. But I mean, it's dark. I love it.
It's really dark. It's really dark.
My girlfriend was like, I didn't like that they killed. It's like, well, that's part of the emotion of the story. I love the way that they did that. The X-23's his kid.
Everything.
Badass,
this whole movie was brutal, but in a nice. Sometimes I don't like what I don't like. Sometimes it's like there's so many movies. For example, the new Star Wars. I went there and I fell asleep during
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. I didn't like it. Too much like no story and only like shooting and
right.
The only thing I liked was that Vincent Price came back to life. Did you see this Rogue One?
Oh yeah.
Vincent Price came back to life. At one point, I was like, "This is cool." But that's the only cool thing about the movie. But anyway, I'm more into like obscure stuff, but also blockbusters. I like everything.
What's some of the obscure stuff that you like?
Like I said, the movie The Witch. Have you checked it out?
I'm gonna have to watch that now. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna love it. If you're a horror nerd,
I am.
You're gonna love it. But you have to really pay attention to it. It's not your typical horror. It's more like subconscious and bizarre and eerie.
Cool.
Other than that,
did you like the Conjuring movies? Did you see those?
Yeah, they're okay.
I mean, they're kind of.
The last one was the one where the guy looked like Marilyn Manson, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I was like, why is Marilyn Manson playing in the movie and nobody's talking about
exactly.
it? And it wasn't.
No. Yeah, it looks like him. It's exactly. But that was a pretty trippy movie.
Yeah, it's okay. To me, those kind of movies are like. To me, it's like. They have a formula, and it's like eating fast food. I watch them all, but they're not highlights. They're okay,
right.
But for to whatever I watch. If I go to the movie theater, I prefer to go to a horror movie.
Have you seen Incarnate with Eric Eckhart? Have you seen that yet?
Is that good?
For what it was, I actually thought it was really interesting. Incarnate.
Never heard of it.
He's a demonologist, but he's not a priest.
Oh.
He doesn't believe in religion stuff. But he's.
Did I watch it?
No, I'll tell you the dead giveaway when you watch it. His assistant, the whole movie. I just thought this was really cool. The whole movie is wearing like old decapitated shirts.
All right.
I just thought that was cool. It's like he's wearing like old like Neil t-shirts and some of their other older records, and I was just like, well, that's cool, like organic hallucinosis stuff. I was like, that's really cool, fucking cool.
Yeah,
but it's a weird movie because I thought it was cool because he's not religious.
Yeah,
usually it's like a priest, religious person trying to get the demon out of the possessed person. Well, he's not at all.
Okay,
he's kind of like an.
You know what I also like? I like the American Horror Story.
I haven't got to watch that yet.
Not at all.
No, my wife loves it, and I haven't.
You should, man.
She loved, and she's my girlfriend. Excuse me, but we're engaged. Sorry, but yeah, she had the
you should
all
watch
that stuff recorded on her DVR. I'm going to.
It's perfect. It's like there's a couple of ones that are better than others. The last one with Lady Gaga wasn't the best, but it was also okay.
How weird she was in that. That's strange.
Yeah. But the first and the second and the third and Coven to me is my favorite. It's pretty cool.
I haven't watched that either.
Have you heard about this band Seal and Ardor?
No.
Oh, you should check them out. They're like a black metal band.
Okay.
It's so trippy. They're one of my favorite band at the moment. So maybe a recommendation for
please
for you. They play like this guy. It's very bluesy, but it's like he imagined that. The slaves in the times of slavery, the African slaves became Satanists.
Oh, and wow, that's a trip.
And then he's like it's all about this really dark like gospel black metal. It's
interesting.
Something you never heard before. I mean, if you check it out, you probably haven't heard anything like it.
Yeah, I definitely never heard of them.
Yeah. You'll check them out. Seal and Ardor.
Seal and Ardor. Am I saying
with a C? With a C.
Okay.
Set Seal and Ardor.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting name.
The title track of the album is called "Devil Is Fine."
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have just one album out, or do they
just one album?
Cool.
You might like it. You might get into it. It's really.
I like some old black metal stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's not really black metal. It's like bluesy.
It's experimental.
It's not really experimental. It's really song oriented, but it's like It's very bluesy. It's very dark. It's very eerie. It's like a horror movie almost soundtrack. It's really cool.
It sounds really
you
cool.
might like it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. So, you guys check that out. A little recommendation there on some new music. Did you, when you were a kid, was there a horror movie though that scared? Like for me, it was The Exorcist. The first time I saw it scared the shit out of me. I don't know why, because my
I
family's
was never
religious.
scared of horror movies for some reason.
Oh, that's
I was more. It was like it gave me like almost like a nice feel, you know, like a pleasant chill, more like rather than like being scared.
you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that kind of stuff. The only one I really came with, like, for some reason when I watched The Ring, that was kind of scary, but that I was already like in my 30s or something. But that was the only movie that was like, oh, this is scary. But I never get really scared. As a kid, I didn't get scared. I love. I didn't want to watch any movies that didn't have monsters.
That's understandable.
So,
yeah, I love Godzilla.
To me, those were not movies. When I was a kid, I didn't think that any movie was worth being a movie if there's no monsters, aliens, and whatever in it. So I needed, like, other movies didn't make sense to me as a kid.
Right.
You know? So that was like, yeah. And then that's why I, did most of the time, most movies that I watched are horror movies and spooky movies, science fiction, that kind of stuff.
What do you think of that Alien Covenant that's about to come out?
I hope it's going to be good. It looks good.
Prometheus was weird. Did you like it?
I love it. It
was a strange movie.
Yeah, but it's good.
It is
great.
cool. There's a great cast.
That's also based on terraforming. It was called the Ancient Astronaut Society, like the Paleozeti.
Okay.
They were coming up with this concept where aliens would go to planets that potentially would have the climate where you can, like, plant life.
Wow. And
the first scene when he was jumping into the water, that's kind of like what the Paleozeti was saying, that it was called terraforming. And that's based, like, so Prometheus is based on that also. So, which makes sense, like nowadays all of a sudden, all these science fiction movies, like, it's all connecting for some reason,
Yeah, it is. Are you a Blade Runner fan at all?
Oh yeah. I hope the remake. I sometimes think, like, why do they do these remakes?
Same here.
But you gotta think of the younger generation. I don't think the way the movie theaters nowadays, they don't play classic movies.
No.
And some of the younger people, they might not do their homework. They might just have never heard of Blade Runner. They might have never heard of. They even want to do like a Matrix remake now. Makes me feel old because to me that's a new movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel the exact same way. And they do that. And it's funny. Last year, my co-host's girlfriend's friend, she had never seen The Shining, and Turner Classic Movies had it in a theater about 30 minutes from where we live, so we went and watched it. And we got to the theater, and she loved it. And I was like, "You've never seen that?" And it's so different watching that on the big screen.
You know what? It's because we come from we're older, so we have seen these movies.
Yep.
But like so many young people haven't. So for them, the remakes are for them.
Definitely.
But I still went to see the Evil Dead remake. I thought it was kind of cool.
Have you watched Ash vs. Evil Dead?
That's good.
Oh, it's so awesome. He's great. Bruce Campbell's fun.
Yeah.
Bubba Hotep was a movie I liked. Did you like that?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. A little bit of a hype. Eyes of My Mother is another one I want to see. Have you heard of it?
I have, but I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. That played at Sieges Festival, and I missed it. But that's another one on my list.
I'll tell you a strange movie. It's really out there. I'll warn you. Is a movie called The Greasy Strangler.
Never heard of it.
I had never heard of it, and Phil Anselmo had told us about it because he loved it, and Corey and I watched it, and I've melted my brain. It's the weirdest movie I think I've ever seen. It's a horror movie, but it's just The Greasy Strangler.
Oh, I will remember that. The Greasy Strangler.
It is. That movie's out there.
I miss those times, man. How do you like the Neon Demon and Drive, those kind of movies? I miss the times when David Lynch was able to write like great movies, and I think he's too much into his the meditation that he does, the transcendental the meditation, whatever. To write a good movie, but he's doing a new Twin Peaks.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know if you noticed this. It freaked me out. There's a lot of cast he didn't bring back.
He did not, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Like there were characters that I thought for sure he'd bring Laura Flynn Boyle back.
Yeah,
I guess he's not bringing her back. And I don't know if Sherilyn Fenn's coming back for like. I wouldn't think so.
Mickey is in it, right?
Yes, I think so. God, she was so hot. I was like, she was really hot. But my favorite David Lynch movie is Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet and Eraserhead.
That's a
Elephant Man and Wild at Heart. The four. It's so weird to say that, but with David Lynch, it's almost like with some of these bands, like we talked about older metal bands. Like a lot of people tend to say, like your first 5 albums were the best. Same with David Lynch. I thought no, but then again, I kind of liked Mulholland Drive.
I was about to say that's plus that girl and it's hot. I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one after that, the Empire. What was it called? That I didn't like.
Lost Highway.
Inland Empire.
I've never seen that.
Yes. You don't have.
Is that the last thing he did?
That's the last.
I have not seen it. Lost Highway, I thought was interesting.
Yeah, but I didn't get it. It was almost like a jazz song that I didn't.
It was crazy. It was very confusing, and it's all.
I still didn't get it. I watched it at least 4 times, and I don't get that movie.
It's weird.
I just don't get it. I kind of got Mulholland Drive, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's. You have to come up with your own version, I guess.
Oh, definitely, because it's so out there. All that stuff that he does is, so hopefully the Twin Peaks thing will be cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for doing this. Gods of Violence is available now.
Yeah,
and you guys get that, and be sure to go see Kreator on the Decibel Tour as they are invading America.
And I will check out the Creepy Strangler.
Greasy Strength.
Greasy.
I'm going to have to write that down for you.
All right.
It's a weird movie. Right. You'll like that.
Hi, this is Mille from Kreator, and you're listening to the Phantasm Podcast.
Awesome. I can't thank you. This is amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
It was interesting.